Welcome back to another installment of Round the Mat. Yeah, that's right. We're still here. We're still doing this, and you're welcome. We are excited to be reviewing all of the things that happened at Metamoris 4, and returning, we have a great panel who canceled. So we have these guys right now. Let's go ahead and say hi to our returning panel. We have Christian Woodman say, how are you doing today, Christian?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you this evening?
Not bad. I just want to ask you up top, ranking from 0 to 10, 10 being the best, how excited were you about the secret match?
3.5.
All right, we'll come back for more about that later. Coming up next, we've also got, from the Take It In Easy podcast, Lex Friedman. How are you doing, Lex?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Raph? You seem a little off.
Why do I seem off?
At least your spelling seems a little off.
Oh, is my spelling off?
It's the Variable Tab podcast.
Nah, you know, Kevin's contagious. That's all I can say. 0 to 10, how excited were you about the secret match?
I was on the shore without an internet connection, so I didn't even see the secret match. So I would say 10, because I'm still excited to find out what the secret match was.
Great. Well, stay tuned. We're going to cover it. And guess what? Show footage from that secret match. So don't worry. We've got you covered. Also here, we've got Paul Moran from Open Mat Radio. Paul, how are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you guys?
Not bad. 0 to 10. Where would you fall?
I was actually quite excited about it because I love Gabby Garcia fighting Bushasha. That was for Lex. No, for the real match, I was actually very excited because they're two of my favorite grapplers to watch.
When Gabby Garcia did ascend from parachute up top, was that not the best thing you've ever seen in Jiu-Jitsu?
I think the pile driver finish, the spinning pile driver, like Zangief does. It's an old catch/sambo move, but that, I think, was the exciting finish.
Let's go ahead and say hello to Kevin Phillips. Kevin, can you do me a favor, though? Before we say hi to you, what does that say, Barnett for president?
Yeah.
That wasn't what we were talking about at all. You know that, right?
Oh, no, I didn't, but go ahead.
I guess this segues nicely to a segment I like to call Reasons Why We Should Revoke Kevin's New Purple Belt. You can catch more of this segment on Verbal Tap or Vernal Tap cast, as is denoted right there. Whatever it happens to be called this week. Kevin, tell us a little bit about that, and where'd you fall 0 to 10?
I would say I was a 2, if I'm being completely honest, and it was only a 2 because it would have been harder to get below that. I just had to find out who was fighting. And yes, I follow in my brother Lex's footsteps and decided to up a belt over the weekend, and I'm going to hold on to it until they take it back, which should be any day now.
Any second now.
Are watching. Any moment.
It's going to be a recurring segment on verbaltapcast.com, reasons why we should revoke Kevin's purple belt. But for right now, let's just say congratulations, Kevin. It is well-deserved.
Hey, thank you very much, gents.
Brother.
All right. So, guys, we thought we'd do something really fun here today. We're going to go over each match, and, you know, other podcasts didn't get to do this, but we did. We have exclusive footage from there. Here to take us through our first match, our very own Kevin Phillips. Kevin.
Chapter 1, The Big Reveal. The preview footage rolls, and it's Barrett Yoshida. I only know that because thankfully they put his name on the screen while he was talking. Cue Jeff Glover, who seems to thankfully have his resume, and likens him to Salo and Comprito, which is not so subtly calling him very old. They begin to then, after a nice 2-minute Yoshida tribute, introduce Jeff Glover. The camera cuts to him, maybe a smidge early, but shockingly, no one is shocked. I think we all saw this coming. Makes perfect sense. Jeff stands up and begins doing a sloppy version of a Magic Mike audition, removing his suit. Kenny says, "What could he have under there?" As though grappling tights are maybe not the hardest thing in the world to conceal, like pretty easy to put under. Not important. Thanks, Kenny. Chapter 2. The match begins. Jeff initiates his authentic, experienced prison inmate guard, showing Yoshida his ass. Jeff then gets into some amazing positions while never once being in danger, and that captures the beginning. Minutes 20 through 15, Jeff continues to confuse Yoshida, but not get the finish. Minutes 15 through 10, Jeff walks back to the center of the mat repeatedly while not ever getting put in a compromising position by Yoshida. Minutes 10 through 5, see previous. Minutes 5 through 0, see previous. The match is exciting-ish and yields us the following. A close toe hold, a lot of bendy positions, and 0 submissions. Hiran Gracie finds the announcer's table just enough time to talk about his grandfather, and the match is over. It's a draw.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We appreciate that, but I do have some bad news for the panel. So, guys, as you remember, we created a list of all the people it could be. It was not Ronda Rousey or Helio Gracie. It was not Al Bundy. Not Steven Seagal. It was not a rap battle. I'm very sorry, Paul. You had even money on rap battle. Nor was it Santa Claus or Nick Diaz, who I still contend, same person. And it was not Christian Woodmansey. Sorry, Christian. We had you down.
Yeah.
And as you'll notice right here with Yoshida, we actually put the words "nah" next to it. Like,
Probably
So-
not him.
I'll ask this over to Lex Friedman. Kevin said famously in the last podcast that we would 1,000% be disappointed by the names on this. Were we 1,000% disappointed by the names in the secret match?
I didn't even know half the people involved in the secret match, so that would mean that that it was disappointing. But no match with Jeff Glover is disappointing in general. But this one, it came close.
Just so we could quantify, is that like 500%? Because I said 1,000. Is he 750? Like, are we?
No, it never did below 500. It was always up there, 570.
Christian, were you disappointed in the secret match?
I mean, it was fun. We saw some yoga. We saw I saw his pass a handful of times, which was obviously entertaining as well. But I mean, Yoshida just couldn't do anything about it, and then Glover was doing a good job as well. I literally thought that Glover making a crack on Yoshida at the end, asking when he placed in ADCCs, which was like 1998 or something like that, was the funniest thing. But I mean, other than that, it was Glover did a good job, and I think he definitely entertained, and that's obviously all they were looking for.
Paul, is it disappointing that the secret match involved somebody who was already on the Metamoris payroll?
I don't think it was disappointing at all. I'm a fan of Barrett Yoshida, so this was exciting for me. I think the rest of you guys are crazy. But, yeah, I thought we all knew that it was going to be someone from Metamoris at least that had been involved somehow, whether it was, I know JT's name had been thrown around, I know Glover, Kenny, everybody kind of thought some permutation of that. But I was excited to see Barrett. I may be the only one in the world other than Barrett, but I was excited to see it.
Kevin, can you tell us maybe why this could be disappointing, at least from a promoter standpoint?
Absolutely. There was no reason to keep it a secret. That's the problem. This would have been a okay match if they had promoted it like they did every other match, but because they kept it a secret, we were expecting something more gripping. And as we're all pretty much in agreement, even if you were excited to see him, there's no real big feud or quest left unfinished between Barrett Yoshida and Jeff Glover. Jeff Glover's amazing. Jeff Glover's a high-octane grappler. He's one of the top 10, top 15 people to ever just go at it competition-wise. Barrett Yoshida does not capture that same imagination, and if you're going to call it a secret match, and you're going to say marketing-wise, we're keeping this secret because it's so awesome and mind-blowing and on the next level or a higher level or whatever level it is, it's got to be that. It's got to be on a higher level. This felt like it was on a lower level. We watched Jeff Glover never once even remotely enter danger, and we know he's capable of being put in danger. We've seen it happen from Cayotero. We've seen it happen at the Eddie Bravo Invitational. We know it's possible. This just wasn't that matchup, so why keep it a secret? What was the secret? And we knew Jeff Glover was going to be there. That wasn't a secret. We all knew Jeff Glover. Everyone that made a guess was like, well, it's probably Jeff Glover. It was Jeff Glover. Wasn't that great of a secret match. No reason to keep it a secret.
Christian, is there a better way to utilize a secret match?
I think if you had, maybe like a really like epic rematch that that was maybe like an old school fight or something like that, then it'd be nice to keep it a secret match, or it was some kind of like really like cool rivalry. But I mean, like, for me, just like he was saying, there wasn't enough connection, there wasn't enough like pizzazz behind it for it to be entertaining to the extent of it being a secret match. There's just a really high expectation set that it just didn't meet in terms of like who it was going to be. I mean, like Barrett Yoshida, like, yeah, I mean, he's a monster and he's old school, which is cool, but like I think like literally I had no idea. I never would have guessed, and obviously none of us guessed that Barry Yoshida would have been on there. So, I mean, just maybe like if it would have been somebody that's never been on the Metamoris card and they had a rivalry, that would have been a better way to use the secret match type of setup.
Paul, can you talk to us a little bit about the reveal of the secret match? 2 questions here. Number 1, how do you think that it came across on video? And number 2, was Ken Flo BSing us when he told us he had absolutely no clue that Jeff Glover was part of the secret match?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little bit hokey. I really was surprised to see Glover not have on like his Wolverine OTM rash guard or something like that, going shirtless and with the long pants. That was the biggest surprise, I guess, for me out of all of this. I don't know. What was the other part?
The other part was, did you buy K-Flo's?
Oh.
What? You? What?
Do you even do jujitsu? Like, how?
The bigger surprise to me was how long a mic was left empty with so many Gracies around. Like that was the bigger surprise to me personally.
Lex, is there any combination of secret match that you would like to see going forward, and who would it be?
I would love something that would be a big surprise. They don't have to be big names, but it would be a big surprise, like a Ronda Rousey versus somebody. Well, obviously Ronda Rousey is a huge name, but maybe maybe like something like a girl versus a guy, you know, that kind of thing, or some kind of freak show type thing, or two grapplers versus one, some
Tag team grappling.
That'd be great. Was there a disappointment that it wasn't a female match, Paul? Could that have been a great point to utilize that? Because we haven't seen any female matches since Metamoris 2.
Which was one of the most exciting matches, and it's something that I brought up a bunch of times. That I think that needs to happen again. I think Mackenzie's match with Michelle was more exciting than Hoffa and Clark, but that, again, is me. I'd love to see somebody come from outside of jiu-jitsu, like Kayla Harrison, come in and fight a jiu-jitsu girl. Somebody like that would be really interesting.
Guys, I'm going to open up this. Did you guys have any closing thoughts to this match?
Jeff Glover's really good at jiu-jitsu and really sucks at taking off a suit. Jesus, that was going to take a while. You lean down to take the socks off. You do jiu-jitsu? First of all, as soon as he stood up, you should have not the point. You know, Jeff Glover's great.
Hey, congratulations! You made it all the way to the end of the video! You're what's known on Google Analytics as an anomaly. If you liked our exclusive footage from Metamoris 4, then be sure to check back here at YouTube.com/VerbalTapcast for unseen footage from the other matches. That's right, we're doing all 6. Now find something better to do, because the video's over.